Today is International Day for People with Disabilities. We have in conversation with us today Omkar Pawaskar, an ex-student of Rosary College of Commerce and Arts. He is here to help us better understand the needs of differently abled persons. Before that, Omkar, please introduce yourself.
Hello guys, my name is Omkar Santosh Pawaskar. I was born in Pune, Maharashtra, and I have been brought up in Karnataka, and it is been since last 4 years. I am staying in Goa, and I am pretty much on the west coast of India. So I'm glad to be a student of the Rosary College. I'm very curious by nature. I like to uh, play tabla, and also I practice music since last 10 to 15 years. I like to be updated about the various news and current affairs around the world, and also like to explore new things in the field of technology and innovation. So this is my small introduction to you all.
The pandemic has impacted us all differently and in various ways. What challenges have you faced during this lockdown?
Fortunately, I am in one of those of lucky people who did not face any much challenge during the pandemic, because I am fortunate enough to be a place in like Goa where everything was available which I was needed. Okay, so during the lockdown period, I could spend like lot of time with my family, and I posted a good track in my YouTube channel, and also like I would say in my personal life, I enjoyed that period.
Since academics have moved online, what do you feel are the advantages and disadvantages you face due to your visual disability with online class and exam preparation?
About the advantages and disadvantages in the online classes, I would say that there are more advantages for me of online classes, because normal classes there are some kind of noise around, which that I cannot concentrate properly at that time. But during the online classes, most of the students are mute. Only sir or teachers are talking. So in that way, concentrate more, and yeah. But I did miss the classes, regular classes, and also my UPSC class and college. And one more thing is that face-to-face interaction was not there at that time during the online period. That one of the disadvantage. Miss I missed to go to library. I did miss during that period.
Your teachers recall you as the most focused and motivated student who also motivated others. What keeps you motivated and focused on your goals?
First of all, I would say that self motivation is the biggest motivation in everyone's life. So I aspire to be a civil servant, and I want to serve our nation. That aim only will motivate me. So and one more thing is that my parents keeps motivate me every day. Like if I was not feeling, like sometimes if I was not feeling good, and if I'm not feeling like happy with my performance, they only motivate me. And even my sister, even my neighbors, all like and fortunately I blessed with very energetic and positive people in my surrounding.
A lot of people want to help differently abled persons but don't know how. Could you suggest ways you would find helpful to assist people who are differently abled?
Firstly, I like to suggest them that to not differentiate between the normal people and the persons who are differently able. Okay, because like everything we can do, everything possible from us also, which the normal people they do. Firstly, I would suggest that they should not make any difference between the normal people and differently able people. they should treat everyone equally. Like, and one more, if they want to help, they can give some equipments to them to achieve their goals and all.
You have been a topper in the subject Konkani every year so far. How did you manage to access your study material for studying?
Initially, I used to take the notes from my friends, whatever they write during the classes. Uh, I used to take that photocopy, and I used to take that home. And then my mom used to record that all the study material in my iPod by reading it. Okay, so way I used to listen that, and I used to manage and prepare for the exam. But after during the TY and all, and when I joined my UPSC class, uh, at that time, thanks to all the teachers, and especially to Amit sir, he started to provide me the notes in PDF format. So from which I can listen, I can read that notes from my cell phone itself. By the means in every cell phone there are feature called text to speech. So from that I can I am able to read all the notes from my phone itself. So in this way I am able to manage and access my study material.
A message from you to everyone who will watch this with regard to today's day.
Be positive means our life is filled with full of colors, and ups and downs are there in our life, but the person who will be positive, he only able to achieve anything like in his life. And uh, whatever situation will be whatever situation is come, if is come in the life, I like to suggest all the students and people that don't demotivate, don't lose hope, because self motivation is one of the biggest motivation in our life. That only is my message.
Thank you, Omkar, for joining us today and for sharing your input, knowledge, and experiences. Take care and stay safe. We have in conversation with us today Richelle Carvalho, counseling psychologist, to help us better understand the needs of differently abled persons. Before that, Richelle, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Richelle Carvalho, and I'm a counseling psychologist. I have my private practice, Holistic Connect. I work extensively with adolescents and young adults on a one-on-one basis. Thank you, Kimberly, for having me here today.
So, Richelle has briefly worked with children with learning disabilities and children who have autism. So, our first question to you, Richelle, is people with intellectual disabilities, autism spectrum disorders, or learning disabilities often are overlooked as persons with disabilities. Could you explain to us how the previously mentioned conditions can be considered disabilities?
If you look up the term disability, it basically refers to a condition uh, that will significantly impair an individual's functioning. And this impairment could be physical, cognitive, sensory, or even intellectual. Uh, Now, no two people having a similar kind of disability will have a similar sort of impact or an impairment. Uh, some of the disabilities that we see physical, like if you've lost a limb or if you have a spinal cord injury. These disabilities are quite visible and are obvious, but there are some other disabilities that also come under the bracket of being called a disability, which is invisible, such as the autism spectrum disorder or intellectual disability or the learning disability.
Usually, society has the notion that a person with disability is a person who is physically handicapped. This can be a big disadvantage for persons whose disabilities are not visible. How do you think that we as a society can change our viewpoint to a more inclusive one?
The fact that at the end of the day, many of us might have invisible disabilities while others have more apparent ones, but we we as individuals are not limited by our disabilities. Our conditions are do not define us, like do not we don't our conditions do not make us who we are. We can't like dismiss the fact that individuals with disability also have talents. They also makes them who they are, then just limit them to their disability. So understanding the stigmas associated to it, you know, the negativity, the stereotype that is associated with disability is like the first step if a society wants to be, more inclusive to individuals with various kinds of disability.
Children with special needs need routine and consistency in their daily life. Caregivers, such as special educators, parents, siblings, counselors, are the pillars to a CWSN's world. Now, with the disruption of routine due to COVID 19, how do you, as a counselor, try to bring consistency back into the children's lives?
I think it might be safe to say that the pandemic has not just uh, created a disruption of routine with children with special needs. It's disrupted routines for everybody, and routines are important even for children with special needs, especially benefit from structure and routine in a way that it helps them build their self confidence. It helps reduce anxiety, stress, and gives them a sense of predictability as to what is going to happen in the next few hours of my day. Because children with special needs have sometimes difficulty with transition, like moving from one place to another. Having a routine, understand that these are some of the things that I have to do through the day. So some of the things that we as educators, as counselors, and parents can do to help them ease into this, changing routine. One thing is, have this social stories. So social stories are basically a pictorial, form of letting a child know what is actually happening, why he or she cannot go to school or meet his peers. This basically helps the child understand and is prepared for why I'm not able to do X, Y, Z. So preparing them for this change is extremely important uh, for them predict. Another thing they can is try to maintain a similar routine structure as you had before the pandemic. Definitely, you won't be able to go out as much or go to school as much, which probably is a big chunk of their day. But if the organizations they go to or the schools they go to are willing to have online sessions or maintain any sort of connection, if they can have it around the time uh, the same time that they used to go to school. It helps build some sort of connection, some sort of stability for them. So they're not completely out of the place. So there is some connection with the organizations that they go to. Another thing that they can do is engaging them in household chores. Household chores are a great way to build life skills. Assigning them very, few tasks at home. Definitely, it should be age appropriate. Uh, like maybe stacking the dishes, wash dishes in an appropriate place, or setting the table for lunch or dinner. Help clean the house, cut a few vegetables. Definitely, cutting again is supervised if uh, they are unable to, or they have difficulty, or if it's not age appropriate. So, try and maintain uh, as much similar routine as they had before. Uh, even during the pandemic. So these are some of the things that we can do.
A lot of people want to help differently abled persons but don't know how. Could you suggest ways you feel are helpful to assist persons with disabilities?
First and foremost, I think one needs to be mindful of their words and action. I think it comes very natural to us when we see someone with a disability, whether it is visible or not. It comes from a place of sympathy. And most of the individuals with disability, I don't think would want that. They want to be treated as as normally as you would with any other individual. Definitely, there needs to be some amount of modifications or moderations in the way you speak or interact. Maybe you can use a little more gestures or pictures to make communication communication a little better and easier. But just becoming aware of your words and action is like a first step. Uh, Volunteering in different organizations, is also a great way to break stigma and demystify a lot of myths that are there uh, around disability. I think those some of the things that come to my mind right away.
Is there a message you as a counselor would like to give for the viewers today?
If from the point of a society, what we need to understand that individuals with disabilities are just as human as we are. They also need love, acceptance, and they belong to the society as much as each of us do. So, in order to be inclusive, we just need to embrace them the way they are, than trying to change them and meet our needs. We should rather be more uh, available to meet their needs.